The following episode will contain spoilers. You have been warned.
You're listening to Cinema IRL, the podcast that throws you into the movie and asks the question, what would you do? How are you with pain? If you're Nathan, not a problem. Until it is. Part superhero, part cripple, Amber and Scott discuss Novacaine. And now, Cinema IRL.
I wish I could switch places for just one day.
What would you do?
Put yourself in my shoes.
How do we handle this?
What would you do?
Put yourself in my position.
What would you do?
Now it's your turn.
Ghost pepper hot sauce shots for everyone.
Yeah, easy to do when you don't feel pain. Like the character in this episode's film, Novacaine.
It's Novacaine, and he's not fucking dead.
When the girl of his dreams is kidnapped, Nate turns his inability to feel pain into an unexpected strength in his fight to get her back. So yeah, we have a lot of gore, a lot of bones, a lot of bullets, a lot of knives, but Nate just is like the Energizer Bunny. He takes a licking and keeps on ticking.
As long as he's got a Neppy pen around.
Well, he did that twice when he needed a little extra jolt of adrenaline. But other than that, he just kept plugging along.
Yeah, we've had conversations. Adrenaline's a hell of a drug. You pay for it when it wears off.
Yeah.
But during while it's working, it's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, so what would you do if you were someone who just couldn't feel pain? In Nate's case, when it first started off, you see that he has a mat down in his shower. He has a plunger thing that prevents the water from going too hot. When he turns it, it kind of stops at this little thing that he put to stop the water because he won't feel if it's burning him. He has tennis ball.
Why wouldn't you just take cold showers at that point?
Well, you still want to have a warm shower to get you clean.
But do you need it? I guess.
Yeah, take a warm shower. It dissolves your soap a little bit better and your shampoo. And as a bald man, I know that you might not know that, but
I do not. No.
Yeah. So as long as you shave your head and don't have hair to shampoo, that might not be as big of an issue to you.
I like the tennis balls on the corners of all the tables.
And there was little, almost things that look like gum on the tips of the pencils.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was very safe and created a lot of certainty that he wouldn't hurt himself. And he didn't eat solid food because he was afraid he would bite off his tongue and not know it. So he only drank liquid food.
Yeah, that sucks. Though I will say that I really want a cherry pie milkshake now.
Well, it wasn't a cherry pie milkshake.
I know it wasn't, but you could do a cherry pie into a milkshake so he could enjoy the cherry pie without potentially biting his tongue off. And that just sounds really good to me. And I just want a cherry pie milkshake. Right now.
I can't help you with that. We're doing an episode right now.
I think what that means is we have to hit McDonald's and I have to buy like a cherry pie and a milkshake. And I just have to be like, crunch up the cherry pie and put it in the milkshake.
Okay. Well, stick that on your to-do list.
And I'm too lazy.
Yeah. Crumbling up a pie is really hard. It's so hard.
It's not the hard part. That's not the part. It's just I don't want to go to McDonald's.
It's a block and a half away. It's really hard.
Oh, look at you trying to give away our position.
Yeah. Block and a half away represents pretty much every person in America that they're a block and a half away from McDonald's or at least Starbucks. So he leads this very sheltered life because he's afraid of hurting himself and not knowing it. And along comes this teller at the bank he works at, who's been there for a couple months, who he has a crush on, who finally shows an interest in him. And they go out on a date, have an amazing time. And he's feeling brave and emboldened because he actually ate for the first time. He had a piece of her cherry pie after her coaxing him to. And I actually mean cherry pie at the diner. Don't go there. and so he's all ready to follow up with her since they had a night of passion. And he's about ready to walk up to her the next day at the bank. And 3 Santas hold the bank up and ultimately take her hostage. And he spends the rest of the movie trying to find and save her from her abductors and has everything impaled with any possible object you could possibly imagine.
Yeah, he gets everything put through everything. I'm just gonna straight fast forward to the end of the movie. Like when you finish the movie by impaling someone by giving them an uppercut, and it's your bone shard that is impaling them, which is actually kind of ironic because the guy caused his bone to become jagged by basically breaking his hand off.
Yeah.
And then he just uppercuts, and it's the bone shard that goes through his freaking brain. Oh, I love this movie, but there were a couple of parts that I had to watch from between my fingers.
Yeah.
Especially this little piggy went to market, this little piggy went home. Oh, God.
Yeah. Some guy had fun with Nate and was pulling his fingernails off with pliers. So, yeah, I definitely saw the little girl face over there throughout the movie with your hands up around your eyes, peeking through the fingers. So what would you do if you were someone like Nate? I mean, would you live a cautious life like he did, making sure to keep yourself safe, or would you just be normal? What would you do if you were someone like Nate?
Well, I mean, I think you have to. I mean, yes, the fact that he can't feel pain, certainly in the right scenario, is a superpower. Just like when an ADHD person can hyperfocus, it's a superpower. But the things you have to go through to have that superpower makes it much less of a superpower.
Yeah, I mean, you could, walk through a construction site and accidentally step in hot tar and not realize that your foot was melting off, or stick your hand somewhere and realize that it had been cut off with a jigsaw or something. So
yeah,
circular.
You have to live a cautious life. I don't know if it's so cautious though that like you won't eat someone's cherry pie.
Well, he didn't eat. It wasn't even someone's cherry pie. He didn't eat. He ordered a milkshake, and he just didn't eat. So, we saw him always making a smoothie in the morning.
You want to know what you want to
and-
know what I would do in that scenario?
Well, I don't know. You like to eat, and you do like your chips.
I would have all of my teeth pulled because I'm not going to feel anything because I don't feel pain.
Okay.
I'm going to have all my teeth pulled. I'll have fakes that I can wear for like during the day.
Okay.
But that way I can basically eat.
Well,
it makes it harder to chew, but
why
as it
would
is,
you that makes no sense at all. His issue wasn't his teeth. He was afraid he was going to bite his. Oh.
Yeah,
and
you get it.
He's just going to gum his tongue.
I mean, is it great? No.
Okay. Wow. It took me a minute to get to this very creative solution you had.
Is it great? No. But as it is, his teeth are pure liabilities. They're a liability to his tongue. I bite my tongue when I'm not eating sometimes.
I got bitten by a toothless dog once, and it hurt. So you definitely can, bite into some food, even if you don't have some teeth.
Oh, yeah, you still can.
But you're not going to bite off your tongue.
You're not going to bite off your tongue.
Wow. Okay. So with my what would you do, I certainly didn't expect the pulling out all the teeth to gum your food. That is very creative.
Well, I mean,
gold star.
I'd still mostly be on a liquid type diet, but like, here's the thing.
Would you?
Do you need teeth to eat cherry pie? If you need teeth to eat cherry pie, you're eating the wrong cherry pie.
I mean, sometimes you can kind of slosh something around in your mouth a little bit to soften it up and swallow it. But, some things you don't want to swallow whole. I guess you just have to have all your food diced really small. Like if you had stir fry, you'd have to cut that broccoli cut into, 20 different smaller cuts.
Yeah, you just gum. I mean, there's certain
You
things.
can't gum a piece of broccoli.
But you could gum a piece of pie.
Well, yes.
I mean, listen, you're not going to get a freaking porterhouse, okay? Like, that's just out for you. You're screwed. You're never getting that.
Oh, I'm never getting that anyway.
Well, yes, obviously. But at least if you do that, there's a world of softer foods that aren't liquid, but they're softer.
Like mashed potatoes. Oatmeal.
Could you still eat mashed potatoes without?
Oh, yeah. Without chewing? Absolutely.
Yeah, so exactly. So that's kind of falls.
Unless you made homemade mashed potatoes and they made them chunky or something. But for the most part, mashed potatoes would be safe. Oatmeal would be safe.
Yeah, I mean, but I think that's safe whether you have teeth or not. Like, I'm not going to bite my tongue eating oatmeal. I might burn it, but I won't bite it off.
Oh, yeah, because there's also the temperature thing. He wouldn't know how hot the oatmeal was.
Well, it's just like with the other thing. You have to be able to regulate temperature, and you probably have something there with an actual like thermometer.
Yeah.
So okay, I can have the temperature at this, and I'm fine.
Right.
So.
Or I use this pot that has this much water, and I let it boil for 90 seconds, and that's a tepid temperature.
Yeah, it's interesting because we always talk about the whole once you've put your hand on the stove, you know better not to do that.
Yeah.
Except unless you can't feel pain, you put your hand on the stove and like, huh? Oh, what's that? What's that burning?
Yeah, that's
Oh, crap, it's my hand on the stove.
Yeah, that's why I don't like electric stoves, because I feel like they're more prone to accidents happening because it's just a flat surface.
Yes.
They scare me. Give me my fire. Give me my gas.
Yeah. But man, the things he did to his hands early on. Holy.
Oh, yeah. I stuck it into a fryer to grab a gun, and boy, that was some ripply, bumpily.
I mean, even
nasty
before that,
looking.
he grabbed a hot cast iron skillet with his bare hand and swung it.
He did, and he also jammed his bloody fist into shards of mirror to hit somebody with, so the shards of mirror would stick into his hand, so then he could hit somebody with the shards of mirror in his hand. Yeah, lots and lots of gruesome stuff.
God, that.
But you know what? Most gruesome thing was followed up with an immediate laugh. It wasn't just gory and gruesome. It was like, oh my gosh, that's so gruesome. Ha ha ha. Because there was such a healthy dose of wincing and laughing throughout this movie. It was a fun movie.
He was too much of a nice guy. Listen, I'm down with being a nice guy, but after a guy has literally been trying to kill you, like end your life, and you have finally pulled the gun out of the fryer and shot a bullet through his brain, I'm not going to be looking at him going, hey, buddy, are you okay? Or telling him what to do with third-degree burns. Like, listen, you can shelve
because
the...
he knows how to treat
But
burns.
that's fine. Shelve the nice guy thing. The dude literally wants to kill you.
I think that was part of the magic of the character, is that he was this everyday guy who worked at a bank, had a safe job, wore a suit, and had this secret that had actually taunted him as a kid. Once his classmates found out he couldn't feel anything, then they took it upon themselves to beat him up on the regular.
Jack Quaid playing the role of Jack Quaid, basically.
And yeah, I mean, I think that was part of the thing with him, is he was this everyday guy who rose up to save this girl he had a good date with. One good date, but thought, hey, this could be the girl.
I mean, it's better than having a superhero run through your girl.
Oh, yeah, like on The Boys. Yeah. That's not good.
We'll bring that one up. Yeah, I seriously am just willing to see whatever he's in because of how he has been typecast at this point. Like, and I just like that character. Like, I want to see more things with that character in it. So if you tell me that this is a Jack Quaid movie, until he 1 hour photos me, I'm probably going to watch all of his stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean by the 1 hour photo, right?
What do you mean?
That's Robin Williams.
Yeah, I know the movie.
Yeah,
but
Robin Williams just went full on creeper. And you're like, oh, that's not what I was expecting from Robin Williams.
Oh, on the film. Yeah, but I mean, it certainly wasn't marketed as a traditional,
well, yes,
happy.
but my point is that
Robin Williams.
you
Film.
you knew what you mostly knew what you were getting with Robin Williams until you didn't.
Yeah.
So right now you know what you're getting with Jack Quaid until maybe one day you don't.
Yeah, and that was definitely, I think, my favorite Robin Williams film was 1 Hour Photo. If you haven't seen it, it was a great film.
Well, I think that just explains a lot about my co-host.
Well, I mean, I didn't particularly enjoy his comedy films. I know he has a devout following, but they didn't really do much for me. But I did enjoy 1 Hour Photo. And if we're talking about Jack Quaid, who is the actor in here playing Nathan Cain, folks, if you haven't listened already to episode 112, that is his other movie that just came out recently that's actually still in theaters, called Companion. So when you talk about typecasting him, he definitely has a certain kind of movie he does.
Yeah, I mean he's not quite as much of a good guy in that one, but yeah, I mean he's still Jack Quaid, still playing Jack Quaid.
Yeah,
a different version of Jack Quaid, but still Jack Quaid.
Yeah. So what would you do here if you were any of the other characters? Perhaps the girl who actually turned out to be in on the bank heist.
Well, yeah,
and was never in danger.
One of their sisters. Well.
Yeah, she was the sister of one of the three Santas. So here he is going through all of this hell to find her and help her because she's being held captive. And she's just hanging out with her brother and the other bad guys because they've been planning this bank robbery for months.
Well, for one, if I'm her, I'm eating the damn cola gummies when they get thrown to me.
Okay.
They're my favorite, just like her.
Okay.
I was noting this. That I like cola gummies, and
Yeah, I did notice you making
they were present.
an arm gesture towards the movie screen when she didn't eat or someone badmouthed the gummies.
Yeah, someone don't badmouth cola gummies.
Cola gummies.
What are you doing here?
Cola gummies are the worst.
You're the worst.
I know you are, but what am I?
I have nothing for that. I think we are getting heavily off track here. It did leave a little to wonder, like, was her whole thing with Nathan supposed to be a setup?
No.
Or was that just kind of it just kind of happened?
No, they mentioned this, that she was supposed to get the code from him. And she was like, well, I couldn't get it out of him just on one date. You didn't give me time to get it. She was supposed to get the code to all the money from him. So yeah, it was part of the plan. It was part of the setup. But then she fell for him and actually really liked him.
Well, yeah, because she could show herself to him, and he liked her art.
Yeah.
That's weird. Yeah, what would I do if I'm the bank manager and you want the code to the safe? I'm giving you the code safe.
Yeah, don't be a hero. Unfortunately, the bank manager did quickly get shot and killed when he wouldn't provide the number. And I certainly don't know the policies for banks, but it's never worth dying over money.
Yeah,
doesn't matter if someone watches your watch or your ring or whatever.
Yours.
Just give it to them.
All yours. Unless I truly believe that I can stop them, like, I'm not going to resist them. I'm either going to turn on them physically and try to overpower them and disarm them, or I'm going to do whatever the hell they want.
Well, they say a safety tip, and listen up, gals. This might serve you at some point. Is if someone does try to hold you up and they want your purse or your ring or your watch or whatever, take it off, give it to them, but throw it far away, and you run the opposite direction. So if you throw it 5-10 feet to your right, you start running to your left.
Yeah. I'll give you what you want. You want it? Go get it, bitch.
Yeah.
Pew!
And then start going. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's your safety tip for today. But yeah, this was a really fun movie, and it certainly had some gore, but it had plenty of laughs to offset any of the gruesome stuff.
Who booby traps their house outside of someone named, Kevin McAllister?
Well, I mean, he just completed a heist, and he thought if anyone comes looking for him, they're gonna get an arrow through their leg
Or a freaking mace in the back?
Yeah. Sometimes people have time on their hands to do stuff like that. I wish I had that kind of time.
I don't know, man. After the mace in the back, I probably would have been a little more careful about, like, everything. I'm like, someone booby trapped a freaking mace. No.
And for those who don't know, that's one of those balls with all the spikes
Big
on it
spiky.
that's on a chain that they used in ancient times, where they fling it around and then hit somebody with this massive ball with all the spikes on it.
Yeah, ooh.
Yeah.
And he was just like, oh, what was that? Oh, I have a mace in my back. That's freaking great.
Yeah. Blessing and a curse, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I mean, don't rob banks. There's easier. Well, I don't know if there's
That's
easy.
the lesson, boys and girls.
I don't know if
rob
there's
banks.
easier ways to make money, but it typically ends poorly for anyone who does it. Like, you might make the money easy, but what comes after it, not so easy.
Okay, so if you were one of the bank robbers, you would just go out to Denny's instead of robbing the bank.
I mean, maybe Waffle House? Maybe Waffle House instead of Denny's?
You don't want moons over my hammy?
Well, actually, there are no Waffle Houses out here.
No.
Man, not that it would matter anymore, but yeah, no, I think I'd watch this movie again, though. I really liked it.
Yeah, it was fun.
We hope you enjoyed our episode. Thank you for listening. And to catch all the new episodes, please subscribe. We release 2 to 3 episodes weekly, so we'll have new content regularly. Until next time.